everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our Paws On Animation channel.
Today we're talking about the 2017 Spider-Man series.
Now this Spider-Man incarnation premiered rather suddenly on Disney XD after the success of the MCU Spider-Man movies. And this version, in which they ruined the time frame of it when you look it up, stars Robby Daymond as the voice of Peter Parker as he balances his new school life with being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, as well as some special guest stars and voice actors who appear in it as well.
Right. But before we start with that, be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and more Paws videos.
Yes, thank you for joining us, for subscribing and sharing our videos. We appreciate it so much. You help us out more than you know. So I heard from you that this wasn't well liked, but I personally liked it.
Yeah, that's
true. I mean, it
true.
wasn't like, wow, it was fantastic, but personally I thought it was pretty good. And there were a couple of things, as I mentioned to you, we'll mention here, that I found to be standout about it that I really liked.
Right. And in one instance we found out that, funny enough, that when they pitched the show years ago, before 2017, the style and feel of it looked really different. And one of the key things that is different about it is that there really isn't any color to the show. It's very muted in the animation, the backgrounds, the suit. Everything is very non-vibrant, while the concept art really has some bright colors, like an ode to the comics or the Spectacular Spider-Man series. I guess they decided that might have been a little too much money, so they decided to just make it all muted colors, so it won't be so much in the animation process.
Quick fun fact, this is before Robby Daymond became Mega Me Pushy Girl in JJK.
Yes.
So this series is actually a replacement for the previous series, Ultimate Spider-Man. And the first season premiered on August 2017, and it was subtitled Marvel's Spider-Man Maximum Venom for its third season, which we understand why.
Right.
And that premiered in April of 2020.
Yeah, that was confusing.
So the voice cast for this, as we mentioned, Robby Daymond, Laura Bailey, Bob Jones, Josh Keaton,
yes,
Scott Menville, Max Middleman, Ben Pronsky, and Fred Tatasciore, among others. And I thought the cast was good. I really thought, personally, Daymond was great as Peter. And I like Max Middleman as...
the Miles?
No.
I'm sorry, well, who was he? Wasn't Scott Menville Doc Ock?
He's the friend.
Yeah, Miles. Oh, unless you're my Harry.
No, Max Middleman was Harry.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Max Middleman was Harry, and then Scott Menville was Doc Ock.
That's the thought.
Which I really loved his performance, and I liked the character and the take they had on them.
Yeah.
And I really, really thought, hey, this is a different way to go. And you even said you liked this storyline.
Yeah.
And then they killed him.
Yeah, and then that ruined it. That ruined any more interest in it.
And that just is like, why? Why would you do this? Why would you have him have a redemption arc, become friends, do the right thing, and it's like he was punished for doing the right thing.
Pretty much, which they like to have, especially at Disney.
So they claim that season 1 was 26 episodes, season 2 26 episodes, and season 3 6 episodes. But personally, we don't count Venom as part of it. That was an afterthought that Disney decided to change after the series ended.
Probably a mini-series, not a actual season.
So, what are some of the things besides the color that people thought were weak? I think you mentioned one is it really didn't have a storyline.
Right, there was no storyline. It was just something different every episode. It was like the Villain of the Week format, but none of that wit and thing that has in the other incarnations. Now, yeah, there's a lot of people that hate Ultimate Spider-Man, but at least they kept that style too, just to a degree. Here, they kind of amp up his comedy all the time when he is Spider-Man. So much so that they start making jokes about the jokes he's making, and he breaks the fourth wall, or he makes a quip about making a quip, and it's constant, and they kind of end up losing the charm and what he has when he has banter with the villains. And then the villains themselves, they decide to do different takes on pretty much all of them. One thing would be that all of the villains actually come from either the descendants of existing villains, or they all work at the school.
Yeah.
Which should be very alarming to know that all your arch nemesis are your teachers. That doesn't like alarm anybody.
Right. Now in here, I did like Josh Keaton as Norman Osborn. It was like, okay, Spider-Man, now you're a villain, so to speak. So that was a good take. What I didn't like is how Spider-Gwen and whatever the other girl's name is, don't care, treated Peter like he was the most horrible thing in the world.
That was another
thing.
And
it didn't stop until the end after Otto died, and we were like, what the heck is this?
Yes, that ended up being another issue against the show. Not only with all the villains being all his teachers, all of his friends ended up having powers like Peter. They had Miles. They rewrote Miles. Right. You had Spider-Girl. You had Gwen. You had Miles, who instead of being in other universes, all take place in the same world, which sounds alright until they all started getting spider powers. Then he has a spider team, and they all kind of perform better than him. And then you start to realize no one was unique in the show. Everyone was a genius. Everyone had powers. The villains all were mechanical geniuses and had brilliance in science and engineering. Peter and all his friends were brilliant in mechanics, engineering, biology, mathematics. They all had spider powers, and they made tech to give themselves powers. And it started to feel like no one was really a normal person in here aside from Aunt May.
It was like the Incredibles, and Mr. Incredible said, I'm sorry, what Syndrome said, and when everyone's special, no one is.
Yep, and that's what happened. So Peter ended up being not as important because all his friends were spider people too, and he had his own team. Then on top of that, whenever he did something wrong or was annoying, it was amped up to being Peter was a pain in the behind when it was overkill, really.
In here, Max Malone, as I mentioned, voiced Harry Osborn. In here, the friendship was great until they decided to break it up.
They make
the
him a
reason
villain,
they broke it up didn't make any sense. But then when the chips were down, he came and helped Peter, unlike in the live-action movie with Tobey Maguire.
Ooh.
And at the end, their friendship was strengthened again after killing Otto. So you can really tell that I hated that storyline. You give him a redemption, you make him likable, you make him do the right thing. He's voiced by Dick Grayson, Teen Titans Dick Grayson, Robin, and then you kill him off. I really wanted to stop watching it, but we finished it.
Yeah.
But it really was bad. It sent a negative message that a villain who does the right thing
still pays.
Yes, and it was wrong. It was just like when we watched one of the Batman series where Penguin tried to make a redemption and do the right thing, and everyone kept calling him a criminal no matter what he did. He said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go back to being a criminal because that's what you're calling me anyway. Except for in here, he didn't get that opportunity. They took him out.
Right.
And for me, that was the worst part of the
heroic
series.
sacrifice trope that people really don't want to see anymore.
And it was great seeing he and Peter be friends. They could have elaborated on that. It could have gone a different way. I think if they had taken that route and made it something different, this would have become a memorable version of Spider-Man series. But they didn't. They did something horrid.
Now, when it got towards the end of the series, there were improvements people noticed. The animation was a little better. Still wasn't like on par Spectacular Spider-Man and others, but there was more effort put into it. The comedy with Spider-Man's clips got better. The action got better. Some of the ideas in the episodes got better. But they didn't fix enough to save the whole show. They did make improvements, like maybe they heard the criticism and tried to apply it to the show, and they did improve the show in bits. But unfortunately, like you said, it still didn't make its mark for a Spider-Man series because it felt like they didn't make this version stand out from any other version, and the one thing they had with Doc Ock was immediately terminated, so now they don't even have that to say we did something different from the other series.
Two more quick things. One, you mentioned how they hated the suit.
Yes, because it was basic. There was nothing that made it stand out from the other animated ones or the live action ones or comic ones. It was just a suit. You knew it was Spider-Man, and that was it. There was nothing about it where it was someone's art style or unique take on or something that makes it stand from the others. It was just Spider-Man suit. that's it. That's the entire thing. There's really, you can't even really describe the suit. It's a Spider-Man suit. You know he's Spider-Man. That's it.
And the last thing is the guest cast. Not going to read everyone, but there were so many voice actors that appeared in here. It's just a cavalcade of VA stars. Charlie Adler, Troy Baker, Andre Banks, Bowser, Brian Blaine, Touchdown! Boyd,
Yeah.
Ben O'Brien, Day, Ben Diskin, and I'm jumping through here.
So many,
Kristen
yeah.
Freeman, Will Friedle, Greg Griffin, Mark Hamill, Ernie Hudson,
Wow.
Bill Lamar, Eric Lopez, Jerry Lowenthal, Matthew
It just
Mercer,
keeps going.
Nolan North, Liam O'Brien, Patton Oswalt, Zeno Robinson,
The list keeps going on.
Zach Shada, Roger Craig Smith, Kerry Waldron, April Stewart, Boo Boo Stewart, Jason Spisak,
Good grief.
Travis Willingham, Mick Wingard, and again, I'm just jumping through here. This doesn't even cover Josh Keaton.
It go figure that the one with all these stars is the one that no one really cared about or remembered much.
And that's unfortunate. It was listed as superhero, comedy, drama, sci-fi.
There was comedy.
And it failed to satisfy all four. It only satisfied 2 out of 4. Drama and superhero.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
So I would give this a rating of a C+. And I would say the failure is not on the voice acting. The main voice cast was fantastic.
That's probably the best
Even
part
for the
about
characters, you were pissed with the Spider Girls who treated them like crap.
Yeah.
Everyone did a fantastic job in voicing the characters. It's no failure of theirs. It's the writing and the way they took the story.
Right.
So for that reason, it gets a C+. I don't hate it. I don't think it's one that people should ignore watching if they haven't seen it. I wouldn't go that far.
Right.
You're going to find things about it you like. You're going to enjoy the parts there are to enjoy. If you're watching this and haven't seen it, you know the spoiler with Ock, and you'll see how it was such a good storyline. It was so well written that why someone would suddenly say, okay, it's like Wish, destroy it. We don't want it to have a happy ending, and it happens.
Yeah.
So if you've seen Spider-Man 2017, let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Was it mid? Did you hate it? Tell us what you think. If you haven't seen it, it should be available on probably Disney Plus to watch. Check it out. Come back, tell us what you think.
Right. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates and weekly reviews of your anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching. Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Thank you, our specials. Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights.